Hi, I'm Jennifer, Carol's niece, and my sister and I wrote a few things about our aunt. Sorry she can't be here today, but she's coming next weekend, and she can't wait to see all of you. We have been lucky enough to know Carol our whole lives. Carol has always been our mom's cool younger sister. She has perfect long hair, beautiful Afghans, long dangly earrings, and listen to Beatles music. Here Comes the Sun was our favorite one when she lived on Greenfield, and she would let us play it over and over again. It was by far our song we associate with her. I also have fond memories playing with these old-fashioned dolls at her apartment while we visited, and she would sit and play with us as she did with kids. We had such fun when cool Aunt Carol babysat us while Mom and Dad went to Greece. I remember sneaking into bed with her and Alfred and they always let us, sorry, and they let me stay in that bed. Andy remembers waking them up several times in the morning wanting something. I don't think they got much sleep between the two of us. They were patient and loving through it all. Carol loved the outdoors, whether she was hiking in Yosemite or skiing in Mammoth or just taking walks with us in Temescal Canyon. Andy remembers a conversation on one of their walks. Andy was teasing Carol that she thought Carol had become a California convert, but Carol was still wary of the earthquakes, and perhaps deep down she was always a Bostonian at heart. However, I think she became a California girl. She so loved Lake Arrowhead, and we would go up with them several times. She loved sharing this place. A few summers ago, I took my boys, and she took Fletcher, and it was a nice, easy time with all. Carol loved children. I remember when I was pregnant with Matthew, how excited she was and couldn't wait for the new generation to start. She was always sweet, kind, and loving toward my boys, and even on occasion, she and Earl would babysit when the boys were little. Carol would giggle about the mischief she would get into it with them. Carol loved sharing her favorite books and CDs with our kids and Andy's as well. Andy remembers when Elizabeth was born, Carol sent her best of books and CDs, the real classics like Free to Be You and Me and Goodnight Moon. We still have them all. Although Elizabeth and Zachary didn't get to see her much, Andy felt that Carol always made sure to make time for them. She thinks Zachary could still find the car wheelie toy in her house. Andy will also never forget the 105-degree day when Earl and Carol were in New York a couple summers ago, and she offered to take the kids to the bookstore because she wanted time with them on her own to get to know them a little more. Carol did those things. Getting more time with the people she cared about was always so important to her, and we felt honored that she wanted to get to know all four of our children too. Carol had many special gifts, but the one that stands out the most to me is how well she listened. Not only did she care about listening to my sister and me over the years, but how she listened to our children as well. It mattered to her what they thought and how they felt. Her patience and kindness and tenderness were something we held dear, and we are happy that she wanted to share that with our children. Finally, my sister will cherish Carol's enormous grace in the last few years of her life. Andy feels, badly that she wasn't able to be around more and spend more time with Carol, but Carol always made her feel like any time she had was special when they were together. Whether it was Jess or Dan's wedding, Passover, Thanksgiving, or especially her last visit with her in December. We are so grateful that Carol has been in our lives for 44 years. It was meaningful to me to be with Carol at her appointments or talk endlessly on the phone with her or spend simchas with her and all the moments in between. Most of all, we love her and we will miss her.